Hi, my name is Nikki Jean, and you are checking out Suite 903. Oh, well, I lived everywhere when I was little, and I loved being from Minnesota because there's like wide open spaces, and there's lots of fresh air, and there's lots of music. Like Prince is from Minnesota, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Bob Dylan was actually born in Minnesota. There was a tremendous amount of music and appreciation for it there. So that was brilliant. It was a great thing. And then I bounced back and forth between there and DC, South Dakota. I grew up a lot in where my mom's side of the family is. And then we moved out to Pittsburgh, and I moved around for college, and I wound up in Philly, which has been so good, so good. The East Coast is fabulous. I don't know when you know like you have a talent. I think first thing you know is that you have a love. So I knew I had a love for songwriting when I was like 7, 8. Like I fell in love with Irving Berlin's music. He was like 100 years old, but I just memorized his entire catalog. I loved it, and I think I just I always loved old musicals. I wanted to be on stage from the time I was really little, and I don't think it was necessarily that I was good at it. I think that I really love to do it, and when you work on anything for a long time and are passionate about it, hopefully you get better at it. I was a production assistant on a Roots concert a long time ago. And I met Amir and Tariq, and I just kind of kept in touch with them. They had a barbecue one year. I came up, and I met Dice for like the 4th, 5th time. Dice is always like, I never met you before. I'm like, yeah, I met you so many times before. And he heard me play and sing, and he asked me to join his band. And he was like, cool, our first rehearsal is 3 p.m. And it was so funny, because what I didn't know is that they already had like a singer and a keyboardist. And so I was in there practicing with them, and all of a sudden like the guy who was in the band walked in and was like, and walked out, and I was magically in the band. And our first show was 10 days later, the Glow in the Dark tour. Lupe, NERD, Rihanna, Kanye. And I have to say all of them because they're so amazing. They've all been like so good to me. I want everybody to like know that this has been kind of the craziest tour you could ever be on as like a new starting out artist. And it was so interesting because you go and your first day you feel like a kid in a candy store. You're like, wow, look at all these people, and wow, they're really here, like they're human beings. And but then you spend 2 months with them and you're like, oh, what up, how you doing? And it becomes like a normalized experience, even though you're performing to sold out arenas every night. 10, 12,000 people. Somehow, once you do it over and over, it becomes like this sense of normalcy, even though it's still thrilling. And then you come off tour and you're like, I've got to go back on tour. Like this is crazy. So I think the experience just led me to believe that I always want to be on tour. If I could perform like 300 days a year, I would totally do it. I like the bus, I like the hotels, I like the venues, I like the fans. I loved it. I spent a lot of time in the kitchen. I bake and bake and bake. So every tour I've been on, I've brought cookies and cakes. The last day of the Glow in the Dark tour, I baked 18 cakes and 3 dozen cookies so that everybody who was on the crew could have and partake and celebrate. So I think that it's just another way that we show love and appreciation, just like music and just like art. The best of things, definitely more baked goods. I'm gonna expand, you know, right now I'm cakes and cookies, but I'm sure to add like pies and souffles, music, debut record. I'm working with a great producer named Sam Hollander. I have a great management team at Crush. I have super cool everything right now. And I've never been more excited to have such a great team. Hi, my name is Nikki Jean, and you're logged on to Suite903.com.